Oh, the fiddle had lain in a dusty old shop, a shop that he'd not seen before. In a village he'd lived in and once else a dear, in a dale at the edge of the moor. Though the bloke in the shop seemed reluctant to sell, oh, they'd struck a bargain that day. And the price that he paid, well, he thought fair enough, not knowing what someday he'd pay. And the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and those memories stood if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Its voice could sing out once again. He wanted the fiddle for his daughter at school. She was living in Leeds with a mum. Oh, the wife who had left him when his farm finally failed, the loss of it all made him numb. And he'd have to start working in Tesco's, pushing trolleys to try make ends meet. And it was a struggle to save the few pounds to buy his young darling a treat. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and the memories stood if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Its voice could sing out once again. Oh, his daughter dismissed it, that dusty old thing, with a look of such utter disdain. She'd an eye on a new one in a shop up in Leeds, and he knew that it failed once again. Then later when he sat with a fiddle on his knee, and he felt the tears start to come, while he thought how his life, it had fallen apart. Oh, he plucked at a string with his thumb, and he plucked again and again at the strings, felt something inside start to stir. And before very long, well, it picked up the bow, and the fiddle was under his chin. And at first the tone was scratchy and thin, he played on with scarcely a thought. By the time the moon, it was full in the sky, he played tunes that had never been taught. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and those memories stood if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Its voice could sing out once again. As the months turned, weeks turned to months, well, his skill it grew more, till the fiddle took over his life. And he often played on instead of going to work, lost his job, lost contact with his daughter and wife. And the bills quickly mounted and the rent went unpaid, while he stamped out the beat with his feet. And the bailiffs danced in and waltzed out his possessions, and he found himself out in the street. So now he was living the life of a tramp, roaming lanes, sleeping rough in the street. Sometimes he could find a meal in a bin, but more often he'd nothing to eat. And he once tried his hand at the busking, but he found that the tunes wouldn't play. And the townsfolk, they said he was bad for their business, and their anger, it drove him away. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and those memories stirred if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Oh, its voice could sing out once again. One day he was back in the village where he bought the fiddle so long ago. He was sickly and weak, oh, and nearing starvation. He was near the die's final throw. Well, he'd have to sell back the old fiddle, though the thought of it gave him such pain. But the shop, it was gone, just a dark empty shell, and he stood in his stead in the rain. Some crossroads sat near a village on a moor above a high dale. Some say that evil it dwells there, oh, and some that it's just an old tale. They discovered the body of a tramp there one morning, his hands clasped an old fiddle bow. Yet no fiddle was found at the crossroads, although they searched high and low. But the fiddle was made of the dark, dark wood. There were memories deep in its grain, and those memories stirred if the fiddle was played, and its voice could sing out once again. Oh, its voice could sing out once again.